Hello, my name is Jantare and I want to welcome you to Reinvent Your Body series. How to create your best health, stop yo-yo dieting and lose weight for good. Today's my guest is Katrina Valente. Hello, Katrina.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
My pleasure. Would you mind introducing yourself a little bit?
Okay, so I'm Katrina. I am a holistic anti-aging wellness expert. I've been in the business for 25 years, known as a celebrity facialist. I travel around the world treating the rich and famous, and I look at the whole mind, body, spirit of a person. So, we're all multidimensional. We're not just one-dimensional. So I like to give the full experience when you have a treatment with me.
Nice. So you are a holistic expert, wellness expert, right?
Yeah.
So from the holistic perspective, when you decide to, where would you start of organizing a diet?
Okay, where would we start? Well, we have to find out what the person likes to eat first. I think that would maybe be a good place to start, and how much weight they want to lose and what their goals are. Are they realistic? Are they not realistic? You have to find out a little bit about the person, what kind of lifestyle they have, how much exercise they do, what are they willing to do and not do on a daily basis. There's lots of factors.
So in your plan, is that involve exercise as well?
Yeah, you have to exercise. I mean, exercise, our bodies were meant for movement. So if you're dieting, what really spurs that along is exercise, because it releases the good endorphins, so it makes you feel good. It eliminates toxins from your body. It stimulates the blood flow. It gets everything moving. Sweat burns fat. So when you're dieting, it's much easier to incorporate some kinds of exercise within that routine.
True, definitely. Because I think as well, as endorphins, as you say, lifts you up and gives you energy. And it just generally, sets you through the day. It helps you, so if you exercise in the morning or something at the first thing in the morning, it's really good. It's just kind of, it lifts your mood up. You feel like you're full of energy. It keeps you going through the day instead of being kind of feeling lazy or feeling down, or especially sort of. And I also think that it's good for the mental health as well.
Totally. I mean, I'm a big gym buff. I mean, I'm in the gym 2 hours a day, and I have been for 30 years, I promise you, consistently. And for me, exercise is of paramount importance. I mean, it really makes you feel good. It makes you feel strong as a woman. And, it clears your mind. It gives you time on your own to focus. There's so many benefits to exercise.
Do you think because some people I'm on myself as well, I'm a runner and I like cardio and I like to run outside, and there is a lot of people where they feel a little bit down, or they're not happy where they are, they're not in the right place or their mind state. And I always say, you need to exercise, you need to go for a run or whatever you like, but you need to let it out. And they don't believe that. They think that it's how exercise is going to help me. If I'm depressed or I'm stressed or got anxiety, how that would help me. Do you think those exercising actually is beneficial for your mental state?
A thousand million percent. I mean, there's different levels of exercise. I would say that you have to find something that you enjoy doing, because you're not going to do something that you don't enjoy doing, right? Mm-hmm. So, whether it's dance classes or circuit classes or weight training or yoga, walking, cycling. There's so many forms of exercise. I'm sure there's something for everyone.
Definitely. So, like going on a diet or like it's changing your lifestyle, basically, as I call it. There is hundreds out there, all different type of diets. How would you choose? What would you suggest for your client, what to pick, how to pick,
Okay, I mean, I'm not a dietitian, of course, but obviously anti-aging is a big part of food and nutrition. So you have to find out what your client is eating at the moment. What does he or she like to eat? Do they follow intermittent fasting? Do they follow high protein? Do they do keto? Low carbohydrate? There's so many different diets. And, I don't like the word diet. I think the word diet summons up a period of time. You have to make your nutrition a lifestyle choice. It's not a diet. It has to be a lifestyle choice. Healthy eating, what works for you, and understanding what doesn't work for you, and then following that path.
Yeah.
And then it's much easier to stay on it and to eat healthy consistently. And have one day off a week where you can eat what you like, or have the odd bit of chocolate here or there. But everything in moderation is the key.
What is you said about fasting? What is your opinion about the fasting or like juice detoxing?
Okay, so I've been a big advocate of detoxing, juice fasting for many, many years. It's worked for me because I'm an O blood type. I eat very fast, so my digestion is not great. I've been told by many nutritionists over the years that I don't absorb nutrients properly. So for me, it gives my body a rest. It gives your digestive system a rest. And with organic cold pressed juices, they are so full of phytonutrients. I'm talking more the vegetable juices, not the fruit juices, because fruit juices are very high in sugar, and they're not a good idea when you're detoxing. You have to really stick to the greens, the beetroots, the carrot, if you're detoxing. And it just reboots your system, because no matter how, there's a lot of fitness professionals will say, well, you don't need to detox, your body detoxes itself. And whilst that is true, we are bombarded with so many pesticides, toxins in our food, eating unhealthy, sugar, fast food. So that builds up in your body. Your colon is 22 feet long, and you've had things in your colon from the day you were born to this day. So, it really pays to detox regularly, because it just reboots your system, it brightens your skin, your eyes glow, you lose a bit of weight, you lose the bloatedness. There's so many benefits to detoxing.
Right. So when you do fasting, how do you do?
Okay, so fasting is a little bit more serious, and you really do have to get an okay from the doctor, especially if you've got any, blood pressure, diabetes, any kind of illness at all. But, a lot of doctors say that if you're not well, you should just water fast, and that just fixes everything. And when you go on a water fast, it just levels out all the hormones. It brings down your cortisol levels. It just gives your body a complete break of having to break down all the different food substances, and it completely reboots your system. I personally do it once a week. And for the calorie deficit in that 24 hours, it gives you the chance to be a little bit naughty, maybe an extra once a week to what you would normally be. And it just keeps you really disciplined.
So you do fasting once a week?
Yeah.
And for how long is your fasting?
24 hours.
Oh, wow.
But you can also do 20 hours if 24 hours is not good. Or you've got the intermittent fasting where you go, you eat for 8 hours and you fast for 16 hours. And that's also very beneficial. And it's really become mainstream now, where people are becoming much more aware of it. And it really supports the anti-aging process.
Nice. And like detoxing juice, what do you still drink it? Do you like those juices?
Yeah, I actually have my own cold press juicer. I invested in one a few years ago because cold press juice is not heated. When you have these cheaper juicers that whiz the juice and the vegetables and heat it up, what it does is it kills the enzymes. So it's the enzymes that we want to preserve. So when you're cold pressing, that constitutes to a much more enzyme phytonutrient condensed product.
Oh wow. And how often do you detoxing?
I don't have any hard and fast rules. I've just actually finished a 7-day juice and water fast. Actually, I finished it on Sunday, yesterday.
Oh,
So
wow.
yesterday I did have some vegetable soup. That's how I break my fast, usually with papaya, pineapple, which are full of enzymes, which are very good for the stomach. And yeah, it's been a long time since I've done a week. And I just felt my body needed it because we're kind of on semi-lockdown, we're working from home, you're less stressed, you're not running around so much. So it's an ideal time to do something like this.
Yeah, definitely. So, okay, so you juiced yourself for a week. How did that look like, your daily, that the week? How do you start it and how your day looks? Like how many juices do you have?
Okay, so I'm lucky in Dubai here where I live. We have a company that delivers them cold pressed organic juices to your door. And so there's different packages that you buy. So I have 6 juices a day, 475 milliliters, I believe, per juice. And then you would just drink them probably with every 2 hours, you would have a juice. I start the morning with lemon water because lemon water alkalines the body and it flushes the liver. So it's always very good to start the day with a warm, not hot, because lemon's very corroding on your teeth, so it's not really great for the teeth. So just a little bit of warm hot water in your glass of cold water to just take the edge off the coldness, and you would drink that first, and then when you feel like it, have your first juice. And I'm a hard and fast detoxer. Remember, I've been doing it for over 25 years, so I'm very used to it. So you wouldn't set someone that's doing it for the first time. You would maybe try one day and see how you go. It all depends on how toxic your body is. The more toxic you are, the more adverse reaction you're going to get, which would be very bad headaches, especially if you're a coffee drinker, nausea, even vomiting.
Oh, wow.
There have been detoxes that I've done that I've actually vomited. And it's because my body's just been too full of toxins on that particular time. But the first 2 or 3 days are the hardest. Once you get over that, then it's much easier. But the number one tip I would give to anybody that wants to start a diet or go on a detox of any kind, get your head straight first. You've got to mentally prepare yourself because it's really all in the mind. I believe it's 100% in the mind. And you just have to say to yourself, I'm going to do this for X amount of days, and that's it. And you don't look sideways, you put your blinkers on, you look straight ahead, and you just keep going. And the results that you get from it are absolutely worth the effort.
Yeah, definitely. But when people they deciding to do, right? Finally, eventually they come around of doing it, like instead of just talking and postponing. but then it's like that one day is all exciting, is a breakfast, is a lunch and all that. And then the second day comes and the third day, and it's kind of, they start drifting slowly, or they get like, you know, comfortable, or after a week, or I lost 2 pounds so I could have a little bit reward myself.
No, I mean, look, you go up and down. It's not plain sailing all the way. What happens when you detox and when you diet is your cells actually hold memory. They hold memories of your past. So when you detox, especially, it doesn't happen so much with dieting, but when you're detoxifying the cells of your body. So old emotions come to the surface. So there might be a day where you feel very emotional or very angry or very sad. And it's not necessarily that anything's happened to you, but it's because the cells of your body are detoxing your emotions as well as your food.
Oh, wow. What other tips you would suggest for the people who going like on a diet? And because as you say, if like these, you're reaching yourself and all your emotions, you know, and people would start to think in that case, oh, it's not for me. Or even, as you say, like being sick, vomiting on a detox, there's a lot of people would say, oh my God, this is a wrong diet for me, you know, this is making me ill, basically. It's they
yeah, no, I think you have to be informed. You have to go to a specialist that's going to advise you according to your body type, to your goals, which have to be realistic. You know, you have to go step by step. It depends how much weight you want to lose. You know, if it's just a few kilos, it's easy. But if you're talking 10 kilos plus, then you really have to gauge a proper 3-month program to be losing that kind of weight, and to do it slowly, because fast weight loss usually pertains to it becoming quick weight gain. So, you know, you'll gain it back because initially the first 2 or 3 days you're losing water.
yeah.
And water does not stay off. The goal is to lose a kilo of good fat,
Yeah,
and then you can keep it off.
definitely.
So there is lots of factors to think about, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
But you have to be ready, and you have to make the commitment, and you have to be strong. You know, you really have to mentally prepare. You can't just think the day before, I'm going to go on a diet now and start tomorrow. You've got to think about it for a good week beforehand and really psych yourself up and just get in your head. Preparation is very important as well. Preparing your meals in advance, shopping in advance, not having anything in the house that's going to tempt you. If you're living with your family, tell them what you're going to do. Ask them to help you, to support you, because a lot of people try and tempt you. You know, oh, come on, just have a bit of chocolate.
Yeah.
You know, that's not going to hurt you, and it is. It is. You know, you have to be strict with yourself.
Yeah, and like I see like a lot of people that they saying they're on a diet, and when they go into supermarkets, they literally go in the aisles where all the sweets and crisps and everything, that kind of junk food. And then I would say, well, hold on a minute, like I thought you were on a diet, so why are you even going into that aisle where you cannot eat those things, but you're gonna buy those things, you're gonna have it in the cupboard sitting there, so they're basically gonna call you out, is a temptation that is there. So it's kind of you torturing yourself, basically. Like, why would you do that? Yeah. And I think again, it's a mentally sort of mind, you know, it's the state of mind.
What's a good idea? I mean, if you can't afford a coach or a nutritionist, get one of your friends or family to make you accountable, that check in with you every day, that give you a slap, you know, if you're not doing the right thing,
partner.
Or that to encourage you. Yeah, and that really helps.
Yeah, true. To be, you know, to support you.
To make you feel a bit guilty, you know, if you've done something wrong. And I think when people have to be accountable to someone else, it does help them be a bit more strict with themselves.
Oh, I'll be very good, accountable, like person. I would be amazing at that.
And you know, what else helps is to put a picture on your fridge of what you want to be like, maybe an old picture of when you were thinner, and that's inspiring as well. And it kind of, you have to have a goal, you have to have an end result.
Yeah, and I think sometimes, you know, when people, they don't set, it's kind of pluses and minuses to that. They don't set big enough goals. When they say, like, in my opinion, like they want to lose a 2 or 3 pounds, you know, oh, then it's like, well, that's not going to change your life. It's just like, you know, it's not big enough. So they always postpone it. They're always like, oh, because it's just only 2, 3 pounds I'm going to do next week or from whatever. But when you start, like when you involve, like, you know, 20, 30 pounds, that is a drastic change. That it will change you, like, you know, completely. And this is, I think, like the goal you're looking for. And it's like when you're going, is that every single pound, it counts. It makes you, like, as I always say, there's no food tastes as good as skinny feels. Like when you wake
I love that.
you know, when you, there is like when you wake up and you like, or even during the day, like you feel skinny, like you ate, you had your lunch, you had your breakfast, you have a dinner or whatever, and you still feel that kind of skinny. You still feel that you lost that weight, and it's kind of your body starts changing. And I think this is the one of the most amazing feelings, you know. It's better than
I
anything.
mean, look, for me, I mean, I think we live in a society of narcissistic tendency where young is only beautiful, thin is only beautiful.
Yes.
And, you know, I don't subscribe to that. I think bigger women are just as beautiful. What's important to me is to be healthy.
Yes.
You know, being overweight, having an IBM of you know, a high fat percentage is not healthy.
No,
But you know, you can be bigger. You don't have to be skinny to be you know, perfect. You know, bigger women can still be very healthy and very fit. And it's all about how you feel. It doesn't matter what anyone else tells you. It's how you feel about yourself that counts, and nothing else.
yeah, definitely. And obviously when you set, like, because a lot of people go and I think when they say, like, we're setting goals like drastically, some of them they do, when I say like to lose 5 pounds is one thing, 20, 30 is another. But when they start reaching those with the 20, 30, and they look at the Instagram and someone stands there with a 6-pack and all that, and sometimes those goals are literally like, it's unrealistic.
Yeah, they are. And I think you've also got to, you know, remember that Instagram and Facebook, it's not real. There's Photoshop, you know, there's so much you can do to alter a picture nowadays.
Yeah.
And I think we really buy into a false sense of what reality is now. And I think it's very damaging.
Definitely. Because sometimes those pictures, like on Instagram, those people, they don't mean like they look good, you know, but it doesn't mean that they are like healthy. You know, they might eating like, you know, 20 calories a day, you know.
And look at all the supermodels. They'll all tell you that they used to eat cotton balls to fill themselves up, drink copious amounts of coffee, smoke like a chimney. Is that healthy? I don't think so. Is that what you have to do to stay that thin? And is that really attractive? I don't know a man on the planet that likes a skinny woman. And this is what we forget. You know, women see other women as different to how men see women. Men like voluptuous women. They like women with a bit of meat on them, curvy. You know, skinny is just not healthy. Just not healthy.
No, definitely it's not. So before we're gonna wrap up, is there anything else on your mind that you would like to share to our listeners?
You know, my philosophy is inner peace, outer beauty. So, it's all encompassing. You have to feel good about yourself. You have to be healthy. For me as an anti-aging expert, it's not about one thing. It's about many different things: skincare products, exercise, food, nutrition, supplements, and, probably most importantly, a mental healthy state of mind.
Yeah, definitely. Very good answer. Can you tell our listeners where they can find you?
They can find me on Instagram, Katrina Valente and the number 1. I'm on Facebook, Katrina Valente, and Twitter as well, Katrina Valente 1. And my website is www.katrinavalente.com. So it's just my name. Made it very easy.
Oh, amazing. Well, thank you, Katrina. It was lovely talking to you.
You too, my darling. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. And to our listeners, thank you for watching. I see you in the next episode and have a good day. Bye.
Bye.